Very difficult to go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Very difficult to go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Very difficult to go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Anything here, and they can't even go for a kill despite this just being alone. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Anything here, and they can't even go for a kill despite this just being alone. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Anything here, and they can't even go for a kill despite this just being alone. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Anything here, and they can't even go for a kill despite this just being alone. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Anything here, and they can't even go for a kill despite this just being alone. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Anything here, and they can't even go for a kill despite this just being alone. He's really good at getting these half pulls. Always able to cancel the range group, but this time SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Here, and the poison takes off the refraction, and then he waits for the heal. He's really good at getting these half pulls. This is the dazzle. Always able to cancel the range stuck on just SVG go for any sort of a kill threat in this lane. Here, you're still in there. And then he waits for the heal.
And now level advantage. FNJ almost level 6. You are soon to be 5. It's not going to dive too deep under the tower for the third point. You're still in there. Adding up, back down low. And now the level advantage. FNJ almost level 6. You are soon to be
All right. Interesting build. The Dazzle opts to grab the Shallow Grave at Sift instead of Weave. TA though, the Grave TP. No way to counter that, of course.
I suppose no real threats here.
Yep, up top, toss in. Just have a little fun. A little pressure on these forward boys. Rezo's having a good time in this lane though. Void, a lot of CS.
Yeah, just behind this rather ridiculous 29 and now 16 for the Dazzle. You see that Rainbow kill is so early, combined with the Null Tiles, and he has a lot of damage.
Yep, decent amount of armor.
Dire are scanning
TA
for enemies.
For now, halfway through 5, desperately trying to get to that point where the psionic traps come out. Always the turning point in these sort of matchups.
Yeah, but put the sentry down too, though. Kind of read things.
True.
Invisibility.
He's waiting for some sort of support rotation to come through, and unfortunately, he has rather slow supports in the Centaur, who has been like dual laning this whole time. And what I end up seeing is that we'll have MSS be given some lane space, just like all these support Centaurs have been, from like 8. With the Gale. splits the wickets.
Yep, not the dream.
They're both just stuck going opposite directions here.
Universe can be able to make it out though. Gets caught by the whirling axes.
The only thing is Vanscore is out of mana.
Well, now the TB from Ninja. He's not going to let Universe get away with this one. There's a level 4 poison touch. Now the Venom is absolutely done for, and will give the kill over the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, that's totally fine. His wave was pushed out anyway in the mid lane. They're using the Tombstone to farm up this stack up top, it looks like.
Yep, definitely worth it. Rezo going to get most of these last hits. Tiny trying to snipe a few with the toss, but unsuccessful in his endeavor.
He's got a lot of zombies on him. If Rezo can make it over, there's a good chance they have a kill here.
Yep, here we go. Time violation, and King R will just go down.
I foresaw
Going
your
right,
death
my friend.
the moment you were born.
So what's the game plan for this TA, Trent? How crippling is this matchup?
I think her game plan's not really as important as the Radiant's game plan, because like you just basically have to identify that Gambit are the ones that need to be aggressive. So UR has to show up when the fights actually occur, but I feel like the game kind of has to be carried by his allies right now, especially Universe. I'm a little worried that he's still level 4. I feel like this Venom's going to be super important for stopping the early game.
This is going to be a solo kill, Trent. Ninja, did he do the math on this? One more auto attack. Not quite going to be there. Ninja,
well,
he's got the grave. Nope, Yawar goes back in it. After all.
We weren't sure which way it was going to go for a while. But did get it correct?
And I think TA's only option there is try to TP for survival. That's all you got. Dazzle does not have a stun. This is kind of a 1v1 matchup.
Is under pressure.
Well, I think if you're looking for a snowballing Dazzle, you've got it treads and the damage talent. This guy actually hits so hard. He's someone off that control element.
Down bottom, Tombstone comes out as SPG makes the rotation, finishes off Vanscore with a Soul Rip, and now they want to Hawk. He's chasing him down. The big bad Dazzle's on the way though. Forward, they get hit by poison on all 3. This could be bad. The weave as well. MSS goes down first. Now Universe getting shunned by this Dazzle. Is that a double damage rune? Nope, that's just his talent.
And the plus side, at least SVG will grab himself the bottom bounties, but both were taken up top. By King R, yeah, indeed. Certainly not worth it. And again, this Venomancer just falling. Not even level 6 at 10 minutes. This is a core hero. At the same time, he is kind of a 3.5 because he's sharing that with MSS, so it's not a full-out disaster. And it looks like MSS will be the one to get the tome here, though, so he'll have 6 up and ready.
Using this space in the mid now that the Dazzle's moving around a little bit, trying to get to his level 6. Very close, just needs a couple more creeps here. Up top, Rezo able to time walk back. If he does Chrono Spear now.
I like Ninja's decision to go Dragonlance. I think it's a really good Hurricane Pike game, too.
Yes.
So it'll be a nice choice for the Dazzle. And that active on the Hurricane Pike is actually going to do so much damage.
Rezo maybe in some trouble up top. There's the time walk. Up in another 3 seconds. Stampede from the Centaur. That's all he'll need to survive.
Yeah, but that's a purely defensive Stampede being used right now while they're still smoking up this Dazzle. So that means they just have no tools right now to fight this. And again, the levels on the Venomancer are just way too low to make any sort of rotation and then hold because he's still sitting on level 1.
Nice time walk just in time by Rezo. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Weaver going to be caught by Venomous Gale, but Gucci should be fine. Does have a lot of stick charges down here.
Has a salve too, so you can just wait this out and then turn it into a play if possible. He's cautious, needs the stick and the time lapse to get back into this one. Gonna stick up really early. Still trying to delay it to give his team more time after like playing with fire a bit here.
Yeah. Forward, hoping to get a tower exchange out of this, but not looking great. They've lost top. Now mid also going to go down to the Dazzle, and they're not even going to be able to finish off that bottom tier 1. So pretty nice advantage for Gambit. Now a 3K net worth lead as we cross 12-minute mark, Trent.
Yeah, that draft is already done, in fact.
5,500 net worth on that core Dazzle.
The best of 1 strats. They're coming out. Working in full force here.
I think the Hurricane Pike makes a lot of sense here. Generally speaking, he'll have to transition into more utility-based items. At a certain point, this Dazzle will become a support.
I mean, honestly, I think with how far ahead he is, though, he can just go Hurricane Pike like BKB. And I think his game looks pretty good, frankly.
Yeah. Solar Crest, also a potential option. They've already got that Spirit Vessel coming for the Weaver.
They're not taking away the safe haven of the Venomancer here, too. Like, they get this kill. That's, oh, even better though, Tawar doing Ancients.
Oh, there's the Fiend's Grip. It'll grab him. King R gonna join the party. MSS not able to save his TA. It'll be the end of Yawar. MSS now on the run. Double damage Tiny is actually a little bit scary here, but they're not going to pursue under the tower. Instead, they head back down bottom. They find Universe. Just drop that Venomous Gale. 4 heroes wrapping around this poor Venomancer. He's got a TP, a lot of stick charges, but he's going to bump right into the incoming arsenal.
This has to be the time for the chrono play, it feels like. If they don't get a chrono here, it's just like you can't punish this half of your Venomancer. This game is very dangerous.
Yep. With you on that one.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Veno has no home. You have no tier 1 mid, no tier 1 bot. They finally get a chrono down.
Well, they have enough for the kill, though. Tombstone's down outside. The Hawk's still alive. Now the TP from Weaver. They might be able to turn this around the other way. SVG in trouble. He's going to get brought down under the tower. Troll still standing. Rezo trying to make it back as MSS joins the party. Double Edge has the damage, and that's a kill spree ended. Now the TP home interrupted by the Bane. They're going to try to set up on MSS.
It's hard to believe this ended up even getting the 1 kill, frankly, on the Troll Warlord. So at least something goes their way, but clearly in the end it's going to be another advantage there for Gambit. Even if the gold is that even, it's just more farm time for these Radiant heroes.
Absolutely. King R also getting close to the Blink Dagger, about 2/3 of the way there, and it's going to be the medallion picked up for the Dazzle.
Yeah, this helps them secure the earlier Roche too. So grab that, that's going to put more gold into his piggy bank, and then he can put that in towards the Hurricane Pike, and he'll be so ready for team fighting as they get themselves asleep, but there's no grip this time.
We had a time walk back. However, they push the Void back, opens up for an easy Roche. Troll Warlord plus the medallion with the Dazzle damage on top of that.
How about some Weaver bugs too?
Yeah, feels pretty good. Pretty safe here.
Yeah, that's a relatively quick Roche for 15 minutes, I'd say.
Radiant's bottom tower is staggering.
Gambit doing a great job maintaining this early momentum. All 3 tier 1s down for Forward Gaming.
Radiant's
TA also closing in on her Blink Dagger. About 300 gold to go.
A golden thread. Blessings.
Radiant think fortification can save them.
There's still some options for Forward, though. Like we've mentioned a couple times, Gambit are playing this well, but they need to keep up this momentum.
Yeah, but they're like all this tower gold. You have King R, who now just has a Blink Dagger. Yeah, he's only level 6 on the Tiny, but as long as he's setting up and creating some sort of catch for this Dazzle, that's going to be just fine. That's the one issue with this core Dazzle, so there's a hard time actually inflicting the damage on other targets at once, but
they actually gave the Aegis to the Dazzle instead of the Troll.
I think that's correct because the Dazzle will be playing up front.
Tower is under
the Troll definitely still wants to spend more time farming, whereas the Dazzle wants to actually use this network to influence the map.
Chrono still on cooldown for 5. Appa Ninja in the front lines as MSS goes charging in, but they don't have the damage for the kill. Instead, they'll try to focus the Tombstone. There's the Chrono, interrupts the Fiend's grip. Vanscore's got the shallow grave. Remember, Appa Ninja has the Aegis here. Drops the heal bomb before he goes down. Does not have many teammates nearby, and I think this will just be the end of the Dazzle again. King R getting soloed on the backside by Resolution. Drops the poison, trying to do as much damage as he can, but Yawar will secure that dominating streak.
Is Karen gonna live with the blink? Yeah, he's fine. That was an impressive little play at the end there, but signs of life for Forward, as they say.
Yep, and meanwhile up top, Dahan did finish off, or Dahak rather, did finish off that tier 2 tower as the Troll. So not bad for Gambit, though. Maybe not the ideal use of the Aegis.
It comes back to that whole idea of just waiting out the game, though, for Forward. So the little moments like that are very impactful.
Just like your
and that is the first step of the game for the Dazzle. So we'll see if that kind of stymies his momentum or if he's going to be able to recover from that.
And you saw how quick they ditched, too, and just left Yawar completely alone. Not only because they were all low around Appa Ninja, but 100% you want that kill onto Yawar to get him to that big second item on the Templar Assassin.
And he is #1 on net worth for the Dire now. We'll see a little skirmish down bottom between the Weaver and the Void. Resolution will be all right as he gets back under the tower. He does have some friends inbound, though.
Really nice Manta game, too, for him. Good positioning by SVG. Gets behind the tree there as the smoke pops.
MSS with that Blink Dagger does catch him with the stun. Not many options for this Weaver, though Shikuchi will be enough to keep him alive. No lockdown.
Yeah, we've seen the discussions about the Void versus the Weaver several times in the past and how much Void definitely counters Weaver in that sense, the Chrono, but of course there's no like minor control for these little moments like this. Chrono's down for such a long time, Weaver can still play very freely. And they didn't answer it with either of the supports either.
Forward posturing aggressively in this bottom lane, but Gambit are ready to fight if forward commit to it. And all this is space created for that troll up top. He's been pretty stationary in this lane. Sanj and Yasha soon to be completed. A pretty happy troll warlord, all things considered.
Yeah, this is kind of the problem with troll, though, I would say, is that this hero feels like you need so many items before you really want to do anything. Like, he's trying to get into this S and Y, and then he's going to want to BKB, and his whole team's playing as 4, but they just got punished doing that even with an Aegis. So I do think they need to bring him in here a little bit.
And Score almost gets caught.
That sentry ward.
But King R, he jumps in, toss back on the MSS, that forces out another defensive stampede. They'll just turn onto the Tiny.
They're not creating plays here. They're getting way too ambitious.
There's the Void with the ultimate on Bane. That'll be 2 down on the side of Gambit. Forward. Very nice.
Yeah, that was just a little bit awkward. Everyone a little out of position, but
they just didn't seem prepared for forward to be completely grouped in their jungle like that. Maybe hoping to catch a TA, farming an Ancient Stack or something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this Bane's also carrying like 2 sentries and an Observer. The Bane had an Invis rune, so you understand why they played the way they did.
Yeah.
It was a good ball there from forward. Some of that vision that was left behind there from Gambit.
Now on the Dazzle, that SY completed and
Radiant's
a lot of
middle
progress
tower
towards the 1,300 gold, and he's going to have that upgraded time lapse.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Yeah, it's an interesting game too. The damage has been poured into the hero, then you're hoping you get the timelapse on top of them. It's good against the Templar Assassin for the same reason, very much a burst-focused hero, but it's pretty bad against Veno. You know, this is a hero that doesn't really whittle you away over time. Issues with the spells and whatnot, but
still a very useful item, though. No doubt about it. Aggressive posturing again from Gambit. Yawar on the low. Bench sets up the Nightmare into the Fiend's grip. In comes the Troll Warlord, and good night, Yawar. End of his killing spree, and that'll be another tier 2 tower down. Gambit.
Great recognition. No chrono, right? So just go.
Still 30 seconds till the chrono's up, and they're going to poke at high ground here, it looks like.
Yeah, I think they'd like to see a glyph force out at the very least.
There's the glyph. Now we're down to about 1,000 HP. Defensive weave connects on 4 of Gambit.
Yeah, and that's going to be good enough for them. Just go reestablish the lanes. Maybe even consider forcing away the Void.
A golden thread.
And grab some bounty runes.
Away. He's too worried about where they went.
Bounty getting pinged out. Is Rezo going to go for this? A little bit risky, but he'll grab it.
You know what they say.
Got to risk it for the biscuit.
That's what you say.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, and sadly it was.
Oh my. Forward are still hanging in there, Trent. Again, a very tight game.
Rezo's got an Arcane Rune. He might go for this.
No Fiend's Grip for another minute. Oh no, right onto Ninja. They need the damage to finish him off before Grave, and they'll have it.
That was sick. Perfect use of the Arcane Rune. Best hero to get, really.
There's the tip.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ninja loves these. Gets over the Rezo.
Might be able to get this tier 1 mid for forward. Definitely a step in the right direction. And a siege creep to help with this push. You are getting close to his beak. He's really recovered pretty well.
Afterlife's coming in here now too, though. Looks like they're going to try and create something here.
Still no Fiend's Grip for 15. TA taking a lot of damage, but forward, they want to fight this. They're going to go for the Bane first. They trade 1 for 1, and now MSS in a lot of trouble. King R will catch him, and he'll go down. The buyback might have been worth it. I don't know how much the Dazzle really added to that, but it is a favorable trade.
That's for sure. As long as they now use the Dazzle to push into an objective, you can maybe call it worth. Zap! And a Scotty. Okay, I like that. I mean, the BKB is, it's really good with the 10 seconds. I just generally tanking at my, oh, they're bringing in Rezo. with this Arcane Rune, they're going to have the Chrono. They
5 seconds.
Try something?
Surely really dangerous. Saw that he had that Arcane Rune. They should be aware of this, but Rezo in the trees looking for his opportunity.
Look at him trying to bait Dahak here. Like, the Grave's so far back.
Patiently waiting. Dahak caught by the defensive Nightmare now. There's the ultimate from Weaver, complements the Aghanims.
Okay, one save down.
And Chrono connects on 2, but the Dazzle's outside. He's going to have a heal and a Grave if need be. Nice Poison Ola from the Venom, but the Fiend's Grip. Big stun from MSS. It feels like a mini Ravage as they secure the kill onto the Troll Warlord. Now Pursuit.
Oh, another time lapse.
Weaver in some trouble, though. He doesn't have the ultimate for himself. Yawar in the front lines. King are going to reinitiate. They will catch Yawar. Toss up. They'll bring him down. It's a double for the Tiny. It looked good for forward, but they get repelled. MSS lucky to survive there on just a sliver of HP.
Oh, man. Afterlife destroying this game on the Weaver. It's doing so much work between the Spirit Vessels, countering it, the heals they're trying to throw down from the Soul Rip that was supposed to save MS in the first engagement, to just always having that on top of the face as Void as well. Very frustrating to deal with as well. When Rezo jumped in there, he got clipped by the Blinding Axe. So, couldn't get any of his damage off during the Chrono, as you guys will be able to see right here. But yeah, first time out there, you're feeling good as forward, right? Like, okay, we didn't use any big spells, and we baited out. Nice, good stuff. So let's go in. Yes, they'll have one more save. We can just focus the other target. It's single target save, but then boom, the Ava comes through. The blind, suddenly everything's stacked on Rezo. King Iron finishes them off with the Spirit Vessel too. And I mean, you were right. MSS is great playing the back lines, but Yawar just couldn't quite get there. Finish it off.
Follow up. It's tough with the double save in Chrono. There's so much pressure on resolution in those kind of scenarios to catch what feels like the perfect Chrono.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got half a mid here too, because Yawar's been forced to go Blink EKD. Yeah. Not the ideal build on the old TA.
25 minutes, you're really hoping to have that Desolator on TA. That's
it's understandable though, for sure, this game, why it is this way.
Yeah, no doubt. Roshan, what are we looking at? 25 seconds till the big creep comes back, so a relatively long respawn.
Yeah, that's been buying quite a bit of time, I would say, for forward, honestly. Oh, and look at that, the man. That's neat. In a situation like that, that fight could have been completely different. Getting rid of Spirit Vessel, getting rid of that blind.
Forward so aware of this time. 5 seconds until Roche, they King R. He was not ready for this, and they'll bring him down right away.
Well, it might just be a sport, but there is a killing spree on them. And then right into the Roche. I don't think they had any lingering vision as this spawn. Of course, they know that there can't be much time. There's been a lot of spawn.
High back on this Tiny and taking this fight if you're Gambit.
Sure. I mean, there's a DD on the Troll. Like, catch them in the pit. They will go for it.
Well, it seems like the weave is just enough to repel forward, at least for net.
Yeah, there's Radiant Vision looking into the pit too, so they knew this was going on.
The smoke comes from Gambit.
Gonna try and catch him around the shrine here.
The TA trap down in the pit. Over to a lot of vision here, but this Roche falls very quickly, especially with the double damage. They've got to go quick. Now the feed string. Jumps in and finish off Roche, but it does get picked up. They get the kill onto Van Score. Now the Stampede to get out. Forward or get out of dodge. Rezo looking for the Chrono, but can't quite find it. Instead, they'll settle for the Troll. Shallow Grave comes out just a little bit early as King R on the back line. Catches SG out Chrono. Catches two. Dazzle and Weaver. Oh, no, he finished him off. Oh, no, Rezo. He can't quite grab him, but there's still no Shallow Grave. For a few more seconds. It's forward's fight. The Hawk on the low ground. Here, but they're going to surround him. They will be able to kill him. Now King R will be the next target. They'll bring down but Gambit, running out of resources forward, have broken this game open and actually reclaimed the lead.
Oh man, MSS just waiting and waiting. He gets the stop. I'm not sure what happened. He couldn't get the Aegis. I don't know if he got stunned too. I mean, at the very least, he got the Roche kill, which adds a lot of gold over to his team. Yeah. No question about that. And you can see that
XP
damage
gain too. Oh,
Mr. Green, lean, mean, poison machine, doing all the damage in that engagement. Puts himself up to the as well.
Hey, we were talking about this yesterday. The Aghanim Scepter, a situational item on the Veno, but Universe feeling like he just needs that damage and shorter cooldown on the ultimate.
Well, what else is great is that this is a undispellable skill and plenty of dispel mode.
Take a look at the replay here and see exactly what happened in the pit.
Too, right? Like we talked about, that's brutal. To leave that in there just gives the perfect opportunity for MSS to hop in.
Looked like the Troll was able to just jump in and snatch the Aegis with some quick fingers.
I liked how Rezo held that chrono. Like sometimes we kind of flame voids for the hesitation, but he definitely would have that one.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's a good thing he canceled. And then he goes back, gets the 2-ver. And although he just kind of classic, you know? Dazzle a little bit alive.
To be fair, it really looked like that Dazzle was dead.
I know. So I was like single digits basically in the HP department.
Yeah. Ended up working out okay. The shallow grips cooldown. So not really much the Dazzle could do to reset.
I mean, that whole engagement though, it feels pretty painful for Gambit. Like, no sentry for the pit. Then they had the observer on the shrine. They saw them smoke. They still get caught. Trying to cancel those blink daggers, they can't quite get them. So it's like they were almost all the way prepped, and then they just got TA trap.
Yep. It's definitely risky to go for that, though. And also not put a sentry down themselves. Kind of have to assume that there's going to be a TA trap there in that sort of a scenario.
It's definitely one of those, like, you get one, you know what I mean? Like, the next time, 100% they're going to have it down because they're going to realize, like, how it was so perfectly timed and everything. But
sure.
Very frustrating to have it happen to your team. And
very
they're going
costly.
for the full man smoke here. And I mean, in terms of Radiant Vision, like they have pretty good wards, right? They have that bottom rune, they have the shrine. They don't see anyone moving in the jungle.
Big chrono opportunity. Potentially, MSS goes in first. They might not even need the chrono to bring down this Dazzle, but Force Staff will be able to get off his shallow grave. Still looking like he'll go down here. Now the Stampede forward, they see Van score. TA trap will slow him down, but Van score makes it back up to the high ground.
Someone's pulling in the reins here and telling everyone, well, okay, slow down, no jumping in the base. Everybody relax.
Yeah.
And they will now focus down that tier 2.
Tower is under
this core.
Does look like your cakes.
Yeah, dude.
This Dazzle's perfect.
Now listen, I've played a lot of Core Dazzle in my day. I've also lost a lot of games in my day. It's tough because it really reminds me of like a position 1 Venge. It feels unstoppable until you make that first mistake. Yeah. And that moment you lose the momentum, you realize, oh right, TA is actually... He's going to have a Desolator very soon now to go with that BKB. He also still hasn't been forced to use that 10-second charge.
Tower is under attack.
That's pretty impressive considering the engagements, but hasn't really been going down or anything. So
Credit
to him, that's for sure.
Have to give credit to Resolution as well. #1 on net worth right now. Farming very well throughout this game.
Yeah, there's been a lot of moments you didn't even mention though, like when they were behind, the way that he was farming up on the Radiant side of the map, using their ancients, abusing so much behind, so they're playing so deep in the dire territory because they felt pressured to put that advanced pressure on because of the Dazzle. Very impressive stuff, like such good recognition to try and find that space where you can actually get some items for himself, because there's so many Void players right now that would be stuck at like Mask Maelstrom.
For sure. Benno Aghanims out very soon.
And then Plus already was kind of hating on them even when they were up around the 17-minute mark. Now at this point, wow, 30 minutes in the game, it's given very little hope to the Dazzle lineup.
Okay, no faith in the Troll Warlord, I guess.
I mean, it's hard to blame him. At this point, this Venomancer is getting very stacked. It's almost Aghanim's time for Universe. It makes high ground sieges so difficult.
Well, Gambit are going to go for it. The Hawk on the high ground, caught by a stun from MSS, some follow-up from forward. They'll use the Flesh Golem. Not going to pursue too far out of the base. Forward will be hacked the whole here. They do have a Chronosphere.
From earlier in the game, you saw these moments where Gambit are punishing. They're saying, oh, Chrono's down, go, go, go. But as the game gets later and later, fights get more and more spread apart. And then suddenly, that's why Void becomes such a good hero here, because it seems every engagement, you're going to have that Chrono.
Yeah. Nice play down bottom by the Venno to shove out this lane, though. There was a full siege creep wave, forcing FNinja to TP in. And that will completely repel the aggressive push of Gambit. Now forward are going to be the ones that set the aggressive tone. They've got this Aghanims on the Venno now. They're smoked up. They've got a deep board.
Oh, yeah.
Can they find a target?
They're going to go right for that.
Oh, that's a fresh gem on that Weaver as well. He'd be a great target if they could catch him. They won't be able to.
They're very aggressive smokes the way they've been going for these two. Like, just kind of hoping that there's going to be someone at these random waves. Like, their tier 3's taking damage. So time to tactically retreat here for forward.
Trying to bait the Venno there in the mid lane, but instead they'll have to repel the King R. This Tiny in a very forward position. He's like, if you guys aren't going to defend this, I'm just going to take this tower down. That's a glyph forced out. Forced out to the high ground. TP, King R will live. MSS can't get there in time.
Got a bit greedy on that one.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Time to shove the lanes out.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As Dahak retakes the top of the chart there.
BKB coming. I think Dahak probably pretty glad that he saved the BKB until now. He'll have that 10-second charge for the first fight with the upgraded Poison Nova. Still 18-second duration.
Radiant's top tower
yeah, the Scotty, like, it feels good when you're winning and kind of snowballing a little bit, but now it just feels a little weird. It's just like, oh man, I wish I had like Blink BKB or something. I feel like the Scotty doesn't solve a lot of the kiting issues you're going to face when you're up against a Venomancer. Some games it feels really good, but the second you're into the bog, I mean, you're just stuck there.
Yeah, it does give him a little bit of extra meat on the bones.
For sure.
Maybe just worried about surviving through the duration of the chrono.
Well, good luck surviving the Poison Nova without a BKB.
Yeah, I hear ya. Always searching for those silver linings.
And you're just such an optimist, I know.
You know me.
And now it's finally Gambit on the back foot. Trying to defend their tier 2s. The same pressure that Forward felt so long ago.
Yep.
And Forward not going to force it. Back away, maybe considering things like that next Roche. We know it could be respawning the next 4 seconds. They've got the timers going. Don't want to give anything away here. Of course, a free pickoff would also be nice.
And here we go. They'll jump in on a Van score. No real cooldowns used. And it's Dead Bane. Roshan up in 2 minutes.
Okay, buckle in, folks. Not going to be a quick end to this one. So if you're Forward right now, the whole game plan, you can see the circle down bottom from MSS of this whole Radiant jungle. Basically get that pressure down in there, try and draw as many Gambit heroes there as possible, and then open up the Roche part of the map for yourselves, or take a free tier 3. It's pretty hard in this position as the Radiant. You're behind.
Oh, Tiny, can you get caught by MSS? Will the follow-up be there? BKB from Yawar gets used, does not find the kill. That's the 10-second BKB down. A little bit underwhelming.
Vanskar TP's out to the shrine. He might find him at an angle, but there's a Venowar guarding the presence of Rezo there anyway, so should be okay.
Potential Chrono Spear for Void. Does still have the cheese, actually.
Yeah, there's no way he goes for a Chrono here. Real crazy.
SVG, though.
Like, the double save, the fact that's still there just makes it so difficult. Take these little Chronos like this. I like this kind of stuff, like poking and prodding with the Veno, though.
Gale connects, Stampede.
Tombstone?
Off to the side, maybe looking for Van score again. He's been separated from the rest of his team, and they'll catch him.
Yeah, he is. Now, completely alone. And unlikely to see them punish these cooldowns either. Once again, the Radiant side, they just don't really have the heroes for it at the moment. I mean, you pointed out before, but they've lost the core at this point. The Dazzle is just not doing it.
Oh, they will just straight up get out carried, I think, the longer this goes on. Especially that Chrono talent, the bigger AoE. Pretty big deal in this game, actually. So you can try to catch those saves in the back line.
The Radiant scan, they find that Universe is in their own Ancients, but not a result in getting them anything.
King R, okay, gets it by TA trap, but blinks back. The okay, looks like he's changed his mind here. Lotus Orb did have a Scythe of Vice queued up, but now committing to the plate now.
Bottom tower is under attack.
This build would be really necessary with GPM. I'm sure. Maybe replace like the 15, yeah, that would be great.
Wow.
Then I can see that core being good.
Oh, here we go, Stampede. They'll set up onto King R. He gets Grave, but they're going to grab Vanscore on the backside. This is going to be a 2-for. Gambit not quite prepared for that quick initiation.
But I mean, like, that's the problem, right, with this heroes. Like, it kind of works like Core Wyvern, because you eventually get to this GPM talent, you get it way sooner, so it's fine. But this Dazzle he doesn't get any space to farm, so his acceleration is just completely
Buyback from the Tiny. This is Roche 3. Pressure Shard in the hands of Void could be ender. But how important this is. Double damage rune also onto Hawk.
So last time, the setup looked really good from Gambit. They're always baiting out this troll. They're trying to make it, ooh, he just blinks right in. He does dodge it.
Chrono, and only connects on the troll Warlord. Grave comes out nice. Still could be an okay fight for Forward. Yawar in the front lines with the BKB on. Troll disarmed, BKB'd. He will live.
Gambit, a couple of pretty sneaky plays there. The Weaver jumping on over and then dodging the Chrono with the Blink Dagger that these bots try and save here. And now they're coming back in here knowing their Troll has no BKB, but the TA is in the same boat.
And no Chrono.
He's so reliant on these saves from his teammates.
Look at this. The Troll walks into the pit. They're going to stay spread out on the backside. He takes the time lapse, but now MSS jumps in. Troll could be in a lot of trouble here. He gets disarmed, force stab out of the pit, but Bane scores. Troll goes down to the side, and they still get the Troll after all. 2 down on the side of Gambit, and now King R likely to die back. He'll get a shallow grave. That'll buy him a couple of seconds, but he will not live through the onslaught. FNJ trying to make it out. He'll find a spot in the trees to TP, but 3 down, no buybacks. This will be a Roshan for forward.
Gambit, they made their stand. They decided this was the most likely case for them to win this game.
It's a really risky way to do it, though. Isolating the Troll in the pit like that, there really wasn't a great opportunity for the time lapse.
I think their high ground defense is just terrible.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
They don't have any spam. They don't have any good AoE skills. The best thing they could hope for is like a blink toss.
Weaver trying to make the play here, but he's not going to get the snap, nor will he get the Aegis. Instead, it'll just feed his life away. And Resolution happy to pick up the spoils.
And the Shard and Cheese were both picked up by UR, so they'll be handed over.
Rezo's tricked out. He's got a Shard, a Cheese, and an Aegis to go with that newly fashioned Lincoln Sphere.
And he's played exceptionally well this game. 7-2-14. Pretty much his worst Chrono was one with a brand new Blink Dagger on a Weaver. Relatively new, I suppose. It was brand new at the moment, but
things feeling very grim for Gambit right now. Gonna have to dig deep to turn this one around.
NJ and you are closer than I might expect.
And Ninja might have been able to pick on him earlier, but now he is not going to win that solo battle against the TA. That's for damn sure. This Heaven's Howl on the vent, also a great item pickup from Universe.
Yeah, he's had some issues. He didn't have any mana left in that fight. Like, that force stab is so painful now. Picks away so much. He like forced in and then suddenly he's like, oh yeah, that's 100 mana.
King R, they're going to drop the Chrono for this. Guaranteed kill. His buyback, I believe, is still on cooldown. Yep, 5 minutes.
It's actually not that bad overall, I don't think, for Gambit, honestly.
Tower is under attack.
Probably be the end of their outer towers, though. This tier 2 top might be under siege. Could even in tier mid.
Radiant's top tower is on the rocks.
Oh, an Arcane Rune, though.
As foretold.
Remember, Void does have that refresher shard.
Yeah,
probably going to wait it out for now, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're in any rush whatsoever. Universe has a lot of gold laying around. Just kind of sitting like over 1k, almost 2k gold, so might be a round of items to come out here first. And there's no real impending sense of doom or anything coming out if you're forward gaming. It just feels all rainbows and butterflies here.
Yeah, Weaver still has that gem, but can't really get out of the base to de-ward. A lot of really forward vision from forward gaming. Oh, Jungle, the Hawk, going to be going blow for blow with Resolution. Would have won the battle, but Rezo, very spread out fight here forward, looking for an angle to initiate. Can they catch someone? It might be Vanscore on the back line, and he will be the first to fall.
Radiant's top tower
he's
is on
trying
the
these
rocks.
backstab plays to try and create weird moments in the engagements. That's why he's dying, but it's understandable.
I think you're absolutely right. If you're Gambit, you're not going to win a straight-up high ground defense. You got to do something to break this up. But meanwhile, in the mid, Tiny, he gets caught. Time lapse will keep him alive.
14 seconds till Chrono. By the time that they take this Aegis down, he should be fine.
There's the glyph. Still 2 minutes on Aegis. Forward have some options. They don't need to force this.
Yeah, you are just going to start cutting waves here.
Big creep wave coming in up top. Double siege to boot.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
I like the way Forward are playing this with the Bane dead, maintaining most of their team mid, but making sure they put pressure on this tower.
Radiant's top
now without
tower
the glyph, Rezo will just come in and finish it off. 20k net worth, now in favor for Forward.
Just got sent to the
Gamma came in here. He's seeing a moment for a bit of a unique strat in the core Dazzle. But it's on its last legs here.
Yeah,
some real moldy cheese.
Only 2 buybacks available for Gambit. The Hawk has one of them. They're going to go under the point. Has the Aegis, so even if they find this kill, they will bring him down. It's an okay start for Gambit, but now they need to be careful. The Chrono's up. And instead of using it defensively, Universe jumps in, gets a big Poison Nova, forces the BKB from the Hawk. They also kill Vanscore again in the fray. But without a glyph, they're just going to focus down the barracks. Yawar also used his BKB there a bit prematurely, perhaps.
That big wave still coming in top.
Nice initiation from MSS. Catches the Dazzle, but time lapse keeps him alive. Now the deep Chrono catches only the Troll. He does get raided, but Rezo will still secure the kill onto King R. Refresher Shard still available. Might not even need it as they get that mid lane of barracks secured.
Yeah, I think they're looking to end this game here.
Forward not going to retreat, no reason to. Veno ulti going to be up again in 15 seconds. BKBs might not be there in time for a few of these heroes.
Rezo's holding the shard. He's not committing fully to this right now.
Guess we'll see what they can get away with. Still a long time on the glyph. Fiend Script used onto the Centaur. Vanscore gets the grave as Rezo meets him in the tree line. Universe gets off another nice ultimate. The Hawk trying to make it out. Pops the BKB to mitigate some of that magic damage, but there's the next Chrono. He catches the Dazzle. The Shadow Priest will fall. Buyback immediately. The Hawk relegated back to the well. Same with the Weaver. And now the focus onto this tier 3 down bottom. Forward with all 5 still alive, but running low on resources. They might be forced to back out here.
They don't have a whole lot of sustain. There's basically just cheese. I don't think they have an urn left here.
Further economic damage though, Trent. Now 25k, the net worth lead, forcing out that buyback. Just open up some shrines with a little more gold going their way. Forward playing this very controlled.
Shrine has fallen.
Splish splash!
So they're maybe a little worried how the mid lane was going. Started this game, the speed that it looked like they could take, but it seemed like for how the strategy has to go, they didn't quite have all the right pieces. Like, if this troll was maybe like a TB or someone that could actually join the engagements a little bit earlier and use your objectives a little easier, maybe have a true threat onto the high ground, it could have gone a little better. Their one wasn't quite strong enough. Like, they built a really strong support cast, but the troll wasn't really ready to utilize it. All right, these graves and these time lapses from this offlane Weaver with the early Spirit Vessel and Aghanims. I mean, TB, this game is probably yours, but of course, TB just so top tier right now. Very hard to sneak him into your lineup at any point.
Yep, TB, Morphling, PL, all 3 of them banned out this game.
Yeah.
2 of them in the first ban. So tough stuff for Gambit. I think that push down bottom when they almost killed that tier 3 for forward, that was a big moment in the game. If they had gotten barracks there, that's where this could have been Gambit's game. But like you said, their siege just not on point. Now bottom, they'll jump in and finish off that tower. Still a minute on the glyph. Far. Siege will continue here. Gambit gearing up for a defense. They've got buyback on everyone except the Dazzle.
They're keeping that same formation, and they've taken the tier 3 at this point in the top lane, but they're just going to send the creeps in. Tiny won't stay. Go back up.
All right, he's done his job. Forces MSS to TP. This creep wave, double siege creeps, actually a little scary here.
Time flies.
Maybe waiting out next Roche. We'll see what that timer looks like in 20 seconds. At this point, feels like the safe play for forward.
Yeah, and that's what they've been sticking to, which is the Dota that one plays in a best of one.
Yeah. No need to take undue risk here. Also, a heart is up on Universe. So that Veno is damn beefy now. 3,200 HP and 25% evasion. And also a Hex on Yawar's TA.
That I really like. That kind of takes away some of the pressure of the Chrono. The Chrono comes out and then Yawar just hunts one of the support staff in the back lines. And you know there's no Lincolns coming out of these heroes, so it's going to be free picking.
King R needs to be a little careful here. Pretty far forward, showing off that Shadow Blade. Double damage TA. Very scary.
King R's doing what he has to, though. Try and cut some of these waves here. Keep this game going. One of the things Tiny's been better at in these recent months.
Forward, trying to sniff out an opening. Fan score on the high ground, sets up for the nightmare, but Universe just jumps in. They say, silly Bane.
There's a butterfly now. Okay. Good luck, buddy.
Buyback will get used. Trying to finish down the tombstone. Stunned up. Chrono on the back line. Catches two. The Bane and the Dazzle in a lot of trouble. Universe does get off the ultimate. X used on top of the Dazzle. No shallow grave for Ninja. Does manage to come out late, but they've already lost two.
Nothing left for Troll.
Troll Warlord also going to be brought down. He no longer has buyback, and that is going to be the GG. 36-16. Forward Gaming take a long, composed game. And they do win over the core Dazzle.
Victory!
Fans all over the world.
I tell you, it's like Bulldog says, man. You go late versus the Veno, you lose.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's all he says. No. Anyway, I mean, you can see what they're trying to do, right? You got to give credit's due to Gambit.